This is the biggest thing that I wish somebody told me before I started wearing frontals, because sis,
this a K1.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a fun video and I'm telling you guys all the things that the people do not tell you about lace frontals, okay? There are some things that y'all need to know as my friends, okay? You guys need to know some of these things before you get your first frontal wig, or before you get a frontal install, or before you even pick up a frontal. I'm gonna need y'all to watch this video because there are some things you need to know, okay? Okay. First thing being is that a frontal is never going to look like scalp. I don't care what anyone says. A lace is a lace is a lace. When you zoom in close and get real close up on somebody, this close up on the camera, where's the lace? It's right there. But far away, where's the lace? It's invisible. In pictures, when you put a little filter, where's the lace? It's invisible. Like, frontals look really good in pictures. I will admit that. And I've seen some really great looking frontals. I own a couple of really great looking frontals. But a frontal is never going to look like your scalp. And I want you guys to digest this and accept it. Because once you get your first frontal and you put it on your head and you have to get used to the look of it, it's just going to be a little bit of a shock. And I think a lot of people are misled by the way things look on social media, because these girls are literally posting pictures of them in a frontal and using smoothing effects and little editing things to make sure you can't see the lace. Like, you're gonna see the lace if you're up this close, okay? You're gonna see the lace, and I've accepted that. But I want you guys to accept that too, okay? That's the first thing, that a frontal is never going to look like your scalp. Case closed, point, period. The second thing that nobody ever talks about or tells y'all about frontals when they're advertising them is that no matter how pre-plucked it is, you're gonna have to pluck it some more. You're gonna have to pluck it some more, okay? Like, there is no such thing as putting the frontal on and being able to wear it, especially when the wig is not already made. Because I do have a specific company that I go to where I could literally just throw the wig on, cut the lace, and be able to wear it because it's pre-plucked so well. But even still, sometimes I do go in and kind of pluck a few hairs just to kind of make it my own and how I like it. But that one company, which I'm not talking about in this video, obviously, that's the only place I know of that gets you that close to being able to just throw it on. Otherwise, if you're buying a frontal, or you're making your own wig, or you're ordering like a frontal in bundles from a company, and it says that it's pre-plucked, please know that you will be plucking the living daylights out of that frontal, okay? And so much hair comes out. Just when you think you're done plucking, it's not done. It's not done. It's not done at all, actually. So this wig actually took me 4 separate occasions to get it plucked like this. And I'm still not super satisfied with it. Like, I think I could do some more. Like, I think I really could do more. The third thing is, there is no such thing as not bleaching the knots of your frontal. And I used to be like this. I used to be one of those people who thought, I could get away with not bleaching the knots. Like, I could put a little powder and it's cool. I don't have to. No, sis. No. You're not going to look like the Instagram models if you don't bleach the knots. Like, the knots need to be bleached. They need to be invisible, okay? Because those little black dots on the lace, they're clockable. When you get close up on the camera, you will see them. When people get close up on you in real life, they will see the dots. And we are not here for the dots, okay? We don't fuck with the dots. Make sure that thing is bleached because it makes the world of the difference. I would not be able to wear this wig like this if the knots weren't bleached, because no. No. The fourth thing that people don't tell you about frontals when they're glorifying them and they're posting about them and how much they love them is that they don't last. They do not last. Like, if you're doing a glueless method, that glueless method is gonna last you 2 to 3 days max. And that's if you didn't sweat not a one bit Like, not a one bit of sweat, because the second that you sweat, that got to be glued is withering away. That freeze spray is withering away. The gorilla snot is withering away. The pump it up spray is withering away. The spritz spray is withering away. The second that this lace gets wet, it is coming off. And I will insert a picture of this girl who went on vacation and what happened to her frontal. I'm gonna put it over here because that's where the most space is. I'm gonna put it over there for y'all, because y'all need to understand that as good as this looks right now, if I was to engage in any physical activity, it would be over. O-V-E-R. Understand that glueless means glueless, as in whatever you're using to stick down the frontal is water soluble. So don't go swimming on the first date. And honestly, the only way you can get around that is using a real lace adhesive. I'm talking about the Ghost Bonds, like those kind of like high quality glues that are actually glue, that are supposed to glue the lace to your skin. Those, y'all could use those, but I'm not using those, okay? I like my edges too much. I like my skin too much. I like to change my wigs. I don't like to sleep in my wigs. So to have something physically glued to my scalp, and the only way I can get it off is if I use like some type of solvent or like alcohol or something to get, it's a no from me. But people like Aaliyah J and other people who like to wear their installs long term, they use Ghost Bond. Y'all could go ahead and use that, but I love my edges too much, okay? We're not playing around with that. We're not playing around. I need to be able to take it off. The next thing that you need to know, what is this, number 5 or number 6? I don't know. I lost count, but I'm going to keep on going, is that if you cut the lace wrong, there's no going back. There's no fixing it. If you cut it off too close and now your edges is out, there's no fixing that. So please be very careful when you're cutting off the lace. Make sure you're doing it while it's on your head. I do not recommend cutting the lace off of your head, because how are you supposed to know how far your hairline dips out, like your natural hairline? So please be careful, because I've seen people who spend all this money on a custom wig and cut the lace and they cut it wrong. They cut it way too close to the hairline, and now their wig is done. Like, you can't even use it. I cut my frontals on my head. The lace will be here. I'll cut it down the middle, and then I will go around and around and around and around. And then I'll take it off and fine tune what I just cut. But please don't be cutting your frontals blind, because I've seen plenty of weird things happen to frontals that cannot be fixed, okay? They cannot be fixed. And learn from me. Learn from my mistakes, because I've messed up a frontal or two. So please don't cut your frontals off of your head. Cut them on your head. The next thing that I want to tell you guys about frontals that a lot of people don't talk about is that if the wig doesn't fit, your frontal is never going to cover your edges. So please, please, please make sure you're getting the right size wig, whether you need a large or you need a medium. The frontal needs to be able to cover all the way down to over your edges. So if the wig is not big enough back here, there's no way that you're going to be able to get it down over your edges. So please be sure to make sure. Please be sure to make sure. How does that make sense? Please be sure that you're getting the right size wig, because if the wig is not the right size, it's over. It's another end of the story. Like, you can't wear it like this. You have to wear it like a closure. And when the wind blows, y'all know what happens. The sides will be flapping up in the wind, okay? And the very last thing, the one thing that nobody told me about frontals that I wish I knew beforehand, and the last thing, this is the biggest thing that I wish somebody told me before I started wearing frontals, because sis, nobody told me that if you go on vacation somewhere warm with a frontal, that you're gonna get a frontal tan. Like, the skin that is behind this lace is not gonna get tanned, okay? You are going to have a frontal tan, and once you take the wig off, you're two-toned. And I will never be going on vacation with a frontal ever again in life. And yes, obviously it fades with time, but who Who wants a dark face and a light-skinned forehead? And I have a lot of forehead, so a lot of attention is directed into this area. It's a no from me. If you're going to be somewhere really super hot, make sure you're putting your sunscreen on. Make sure you have a hat, a visor, a sun hat, whatever you need to do to make sure that you don't get that ugly, ugly, ugly frontal tan. I may have pictures of it, but y'all, frontal tans are ugly and you do not want them. So please take action accordingly. And I think that's all the tips I have for you guys today. I had a really great time making this video because I'm very passionate about frontals, and as I've learned them and been working with them, I've learned so much, and there are things that I wish that other people would know before they get them, because I don't know, I just feel like frontals are so high maintenance that you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be really careful, and you have to be really confident too, because a frontal is a frontal is a frontal. Like, people know what frontals look like, so you gotta wear them with confidence. Don't be out here looking crazy, okay? Please follow my instructions and you will be fine. If you can deal with everything that I mentioned in this video, go ahead and get a frontal. But if anything that I said scared you, go on ahead and get you a closure. Stick with the 5x5s, the 4x4s, you know, stay on the closure side of town, stay on the leave out side of town. Don't come to frontal land because it's hard over here, sis, okay? It's hard. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it funny and informative. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.